Today's webinar is about accounting services and what we provide at GoodtoGive. I am the head of finance at GoodtoGive. I have over 25 years post-qualified experience. I hold a master's in charity accounting and financial management and sit on several small charities and not-for-profit boards. For more than a decade, GoodtoGive have worked with over service provider of gift aid management, saving their clients thousands of pounds and significantly increasing their income. Their founders, Des and Corey, are from the community. Des's mum was a pastor and his father was a deacon. Today, I will be talking about GoodtoGive charity accounting, independent examination, and the GoodtoGive accounting services. So why is good accounting crucial? In the interest of transparency, the Charity Commission, which is the regulatory body for all charities, encourages charities to prepare and file their accounts as soon as possible. This is in order to give an up-to-date and current picture to those who are interested in your charity's work. However, research published by the Charities Commission found that nearly a third of charities' accounts are of unacceptable quality. Every year, the Charity Commission selects a random sample of charities to review. Next year, it could be your charity. Charities failed to meet the Commission standard because they did not provide either their accounts or annual report. The annual report filed was inadequate because it provided little or no information on the charitable activities carried out. The independent scrutiny report was inadequate, mainly because the wording of the report demonstrated that the person carrying out the scrutiny was not familiar with the independent examination requirements. The accounts were inadequate because they were incomplete or did not balance. Producing a trustee annual report and account is not an administrative box-ticking exercise. It is a regulatory requirement and has to be correct. It is also a chance to show how your charity is making an impact and how you are delivering on your core purposes. Good quality accounts can secure funding. It is essential that you keep good records and your accounts are up to date. For more information about how your charity can secure additional funding and apply for funding, please put a message in the chat box and Karina will get back to you. The current pandemic is forcing many charities to change how they usually operate. Many charities are very concerned about the impact of the pandemic and their financial position. As a first step, trustees should consider what short, medium, and long-term priorities the charity already has and see if they need to amend their financial planning. Are there certain projects or activities that can be stopped or delayed in order to focus on essential spending at this time? If your accounts need to be filed, trustees need to consider holding meetings remotely to ensure that you do not miss deadlines. Charities will also need to find ways to continue to generate income. Our churchgoers are still encouraged to donate online. There are some funding available, as I've mentioned. I will now explain how you can ensure you meet the regulatory standards, file your accounts on time, and are ready if the Charity Commission randomly selects you for a review. The first one is good record keeping. You must ensure you keep a record known as a cash book of all receipts and payments. As soon as you receive income or make a payment, you must record it straight away and file invoices either in date order or alphabetically. All invoices must be authorized correctly before any payment is made. Is your charity compliant? Your governing document, which outlines your charitable objectives and how your charity will be run, should also outline who can authorize payments and how decisions will be made. Trustees need to ensure that the correct procedures are in place in order to prevent fraud and ensure that monies received are used for its charitable purposes only. Number 2, good processes. Having policies and procedures in place will help you demonstrate good financial management, professionalism, and transparency. The following will determine whether you have good financial controls. You need to consider what essential finance processes are needed. What financial processes do you have in place? How are you monitoring the use of restricted and unrestricted funds? What is the authorization process for purchases and signing off when something can be paid? Number 3, good governance. It is the trustee's responsibility to ensure that charitable objectives are met. Trustees should meet regularly, at least 4 times a year, to make sure decisions and all meetings must be recorded so that you have a written record of what has been agreed. Trustees need to understand the importance of the role. It is not something to take lightly. The points to consider when running a charity are as follows. Are you focusing on the right activities, or are you doing things that are different from your charitable aims? You should always be focusing on your governing document and referring to your governing document. Do we have enough funding to support our plans? If we are relying on a single source of income, for example, tithes and offerings, should we look at other sources of funding? Do your charities have the right skills to run your charity? At GoodtoGive, you will have access to expert advice. We have experts on financial management and charity fundraising experts. You must be proactive. You cannot wait until the Charities Commission comes knocking on your door, because trust me, they will do. Now, let's take a poll. This will help us identify what areas you need support in.
So you should be able to see the poll on your screen. Please let us know your answer to this question.
You'll have a couple of minutes to complete the poll.
Excellent. We see the numbers popping up. 24% of you have voted. I'll just give you a few more seconds. We're almost there. Okay, any more? I'm going to close it in 2 seconds. There we go. And then I'm going to share the results. Okay, so we see that most of you, a lot of you are looking for advice and support. Thank you very much for your feedback.
Thank you for your feedback and filling in that poll. I will now go through the GoodtoGive solution. We will ensure you maintain good record keeping. We will review your policies and procedures to ensure you meet the regulatory standards. We will review your governing document to ensure you follow your charitable objectives. We have a dedicated online support team who will assist you with any queries you have and keep you up to date with any changes which may affect you. So, how can Good2Give assist you? I will now show you a short video.
Must be audit ready at all times with up-to-date and transparent financial records. Failure to meet these requirements can have a detrimental impact on your organization and the people running it. Good financial governance is paramount. You need a service provider that not only understands the regulations, but understands your organization's culture and can help you succeed over the long term. Good2Give is that service provider. We've been working with ethnic minority faith-based organizations from across the world for over a decade, saving them money and increasing their income. Our clients trust us because we don't just understand financial regulations, we deeply understand the community we serve and have a long track record of reliability. Introducing the Good2Give accounting service, your trusted partner for all your accounting needs. This service includes statutory filings, document storage and management, transparent reporting, course correction to address anything that isn't compliant, ongoing advice and support. When you join Good2Give, we assess your requirements and offer a tailored solution. You are set up with a document scanner. We train your team on all aspects of the process. We manage all your bank statements and receipts. We submit your statutory filings on time. You are kept up to date throughout via our Service Delivery Monitor. Service Delivery Monitor is a project milestone and reporting system that provides complete transparency throughout the process, ensuring that all parties are kept accountable and informed. We manage the entire accounting process for you so that you can focus on the work that matters most. For more information, please download our accounting service fact sheet or visit goodtogive.co.uk today.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that short video and found it useful. As you can see, our services will ensure that you do not need to worry about anything relating to accounting and transparency. Our services provide value for money, and with our additional support, you will have peace of mind and spend less money in the long run and generate more income. If you look at this table, you will see that the services provided by Good2Give far exceeds the amount that you would receive from another provider who normally only would provide bookkeeping services, review your accounts, and governance. You can see that we provide a lot more services to you. To summarize the key features of our services, we will produce your annual accounts. We will confirm the statement and annual returns. We also provide document storage and management, transparent reporting, ongoing advice and support, management of the entire accounting process, and course correction. Now, we will take another poll. This will give us an idea of how you are currently managing your accounts.
Okay, so you should see another poll on your screen. Please do go ahead and submit your results. Excellent. I can see the numbers going up. And I will give you a few more seconds to complete this poll. We're on 50%. If there's a few more of you, please do go ahead and let us know. And just a couple more seconds, and then I will share the results. Excellent. There we go. Okay, we can see that a number of you have a volunteer managing your accounts, but those volunteers aren't necessarily accountants. Okay, back over to you, Patsy.
Okay, thank you for completing that poll. We now go on to the next slide. Now I'm going to pass over to Belinda, who will be talking to you about how we deliver the service. Over to you, Belinda.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Belinda, and I'm one of the service delivery managers within GoodtoGive. GoodtoGive uses an online project milestone to aid in the seamless delivery of all of its services. This is called the Service Delivery Monitor, also known as SDM for short. SDM provides transparency throughout the process and ensures that all parties, the GoodtoGive team and the client, are kept accountable and informed. On this slide, you can view an example of a report generated and emailed to all participating parties for the account service. This report shows you the time period allotted to efficiently complete and submit an organization's accounts. On this email, this is a charity account, and they submit their annual trustee report and accounts to Charities Commission. Therefore, we've allotted a 5-month period to receive all documentation, prepare the accounts, have the client send in any queries that they may have, and answer any queries that the accountant may have, and also make any amendments. And within that time, we're able to efficiently submit your accounts prior to their due date. Below the time period, GoodtoGive has detailed key tasks for completion by the client and the GoodtoGive team. So here you can see we have about 5 tasks on this email that need to be completed. And in this example email, we show that at this moment, the accounts were due to be prepared. And I believe at this time we were awaiting a response from accounts for the queries from the client. This report is generated on a quarterly basis during the accounting preparation period. The accounting service provides a 6-step delivery process. Step number 1 is onboarding. During the onboarding process, we provide you with access to the SDM program via the GoodtoGive website. We would send you credentials in which you can view your documents that will be uploaded and any queries that are sent in from the accountant. Step 2, we would tailor our service to you. Not all organizations are companies or charities. Some companies may be both, and they would have to answer to both governing parties. Step 3, we would move on to training your leadership and your team members in order to use the Service Delivery Monitor. At this point, we would show you what we want from you, the client, and we would show you what we will be providing to you through our GoodtoGive team. Next, we keep you up to date. As you saw in the previous slide, we send out quarterly reports to let you know where we are in our accounting process for your organization. Step 5, we provide document management. All fiscal documents that will be uploaded to the Service Delivery Monitor are at the organization's disposal at any time. And lastly, the annual accounts and confirmation statements are submitted to the governing bodies for all organizations under GoodtoGive's management. Here you'll see a quote from one of our gift aid clients. And as with gift aid and all of our services, we take the burden of dealing with the day-to-day political tasks of a charity or company away from the client. And with us doing that, you are able to carry out your mission statement. At this time, I'm gonna put up a poll, and the question I want to pose to you is, how likely are you to consider GoodtoGive accounting service following this presentation?
Okay, we'll give you a couple of seconds to complete the poll. We see that 55% of you have submitted your results. Okay, closing it now.
Okay, I see that the majority of you are somewhat likely or likely to find out more information about our accounting service. So with that being said, I'll move on to our next informational slide. If you're interested in receiving some information about the accounting service from one of us today, Katrina will put the link that we have on this slide in the chat area. And from that link, you can go ahead and register, and we'll follow up with a call.